Hi everyone, my name is Andres Adaraga. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Creci, an impact lending and investing platform. Creci mobilizes funds from social impact investors to lend to small businesses that are pursuing any one of the 17 United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, which are our benchmark for impact. Small businesses are the safety net of our society. They are vital for sustainability. They are the major driver of poverty alleviation and economic development. But they face huge obstacles, including a large credit gap that is estimated to be 430 billion in the United States. Throughout Latin America, that same credit gap is 250 billion. All the while, there's an overwhelming amount of retail investors that state they want to invest for impact and return. Well, Creci bridges that gap. We are a double-sided platform that will mediate investing into impact small businesses and facilitate the reporting of social impact statistics back to investors. We do that in three ways. The first is we underwrite and lend to small businesses. The second is we've devised a tool that allows companies to easily report their impact back to investors. And by the way, PwC has found that over 80% of small businesses further an impact goal. Lastly, which is something that we are currently working on, we will allow retail investors to buy bonds on our website for as little as $10, the proceeds of which will be used to fund and is backed by lending across our entire portfolio. We are operational. We were founded in 2019 and began lending in Colombia, my native country. Besides wanting to make a difference there, it allowed us to test our model. Thus far, we have 36 companies in our loan portfolio. The average loan size is 5,500, and collectively these companies further 12 sustainable development goals. Some of these companies have transitioned to making PPE and hygiene products during the current COVID crisis. An example of one of the companies we have funded is Moxa, a water treatment and recycling plant founded by a young woman in a rural area. Moxa took one of our loans to expand and are now treating close to over 10,000 liquid gallons of water a day. They further 3 sustainable development goals. And by the way, this is an actual picture of their facilities. Our goals are now to solidify our Colombia operations and eventually to expand into the United States and Latin America. The problem that I've described cuts across geographies. Our social impact reporting tool was devised with industry best standards and practices in mind. It proceeds in the following ways. It asks companies questions about their impact and aligns it to sustainable development goals. That is, if the company does have an impact. 2, it asks them questions about where in that operational chain that impact occurs. For example, is it the way they source materials, their employment practices, or in their end products? We then propose a few key indicators which they commit to providing stats on that we can then report. We also have an in-house risk modeling system that takes into account a significant number of financial and non-financial data points to make judicious lending decisions. And we're working on to set up our bond platform, which must be SEC qualified. We're working with the law firm K&L Gates. We've seen only 3 companies use Regulation A+, which is the regulation we must comply with, in the same manner we plan to use it. None of them are also doing the social impact reporting that we will do. These companies have each raised between $25 and $50 million through the bonds, while paying investors 2.5% to 5%. We will pay investors 5% while lending at a rate between 12 and 20%. We also provide interest rate rebates for the use of our social impact tool. This allows us to have a viable business model while offering better rates than other players, who, as you see here, are charging between 15 and 51%, sometimes reaching 100%. In fact, prominent fintechs in the US have been sued for usury. We find this behavior unacceptable and are committed to rate transparency. We have a great team in place with relevant experience needed to make this a success. My co-founder was previously the head of operations at a microfinance company and began her career at Microsoft. After graduating from Yale Law School, I began my career as a securities litigator at a law firm. I also co-founded an educational nonprofit during that time. After the law firm, I went on to become Chief Operating Officer and General Counsel of a financial services firm. The rest of the team has relevant experience at experiences at top institutions. Last year, we won our alternative lending category at the Innovate Finance Global Summit in London. And this year, I was honored to have been recognized as a UN Impact Scholar by Kellogg. These recognitions are driven by attraction. We have over 5,300 qualified small business leads in our databases, 1,700 of which are registered users, and we've had over 900 applications begun on our platform. We have annual recurring revenue of approximately $36,000. To generate this traction, we work with chambers of commerce, small business associations. We conduct targeted and lean online and offline campaigns, and we develop original content for webinars and industry articles. We plan to break even in early 2022. To hit these numbers, we have a modest growth plan that envisions making 3 loans per month this year, and in year 5, making 300 loans per month. We have garnered key institutional support. Bancodex, one of Colombia's most important institutional banks, has conducted due diligence on us and has committed to supporting our lending contingent on us closing a current equity round. FNG is an institutional debt guarantor, and they have committed to supporting some of our lending. And Provenir is a US-based tech company that has helped build the risk analytic backends of prominent financial institutions, including Goldman Sachs' fintech platform, Marcus. The next major milestone for us is completing the investor side of our platform. We will prioritize the use of any potential award from VentureCat for setting up the bonds and to market them. Remember that the 3 companies that have set up these bond platforms have each raised between 25 and 50 million. Our current cost structure would allow us to break even with 2 million in outstanding loans. We can get there with your help. Thank you very much.